What is up, YouTube? Thanks for coming back for another video. So I still haven't had a chance to finish up the part 2 that I was trying to work on as I came back from vacation. I'm still trying to work on that. We've just been so rained out here. According to my neighbor's rain gauge, we've gotten about 9 inches of rain since like Thursday or Friday of this past week. It is now Tuesday, so we've got a ton of rain. That has pretty much killed the idea of trying to do anything in the yard. So my list is still kind of sitting around. I did manage to get a few things done off the list. I did get another mow in last Wednesday before anything got too tall. So I actually was ahead of the game on that. The backyard, I did go across it with some sledgehammer. I had 2 of the 3 packs that I made up and broadcast sprayed that across the back to kill off that nuts edge. So hopefully I will be seeing some results with that here soon. Also, I did see a couple spots of what appears to be crabgrass showing up alongside of my driveway. So I did make up a little bit of quinclorac and sprayed that down. Didn't really do any video footage of it. I just saw it, made it up real quick and sprayed it. Just trying to do it in between the rain, you know. It's just been so bad here. So you kind of do what you can. But I did have something that I kind of wanted to show. And maybe if the rain can hold off for at least 5 minutes, I might be able to actually go out here and test this out. I've been worried about my pH in the backyard. I've been spraying a lot of citric acid. I put the sulfur down. I've done the compaction cure a couple times back there to try to get everything situated in the backyard. The front yard, I've got the Carbon X down. I'm seeing a little bit of darker greening of the lawn, but some of it is still a kind of a light green. Wondering if there's some sort of pH issue going on with that. The only way I've been testing for the past couple years is I have a little probe pH meter that I stick down in the soil, and I'm not sure how accurate that is. It might not be very accurate at all. It keeps telling me that my soil is sitting right at 7, but the last time I used it now, it said it was sitting at like 7.5 to 8. I don't quite believe that, so I'm going to go a different route here. And I ordered this the other day. So this is the Rapitest soil test kit. So this does 4 tests in one package. So it does pH, NPK. The NPK I'm not worried about, honestly. I know I put fertilizer down, so I know there's the at least the N and the K down from the Carbon X. The phosphorus I'm not as worried about. I've put down Milorganite stuff over the past season. I'm pretty sure all that is still there. And trying to test NPK and try to keep up with that based on these soil tests and how accurate this even is, I don't know. But I'm not worried about testing NPK on it because I know it's there, and trying to constantly test NPK and trying to base your fertilizer based on that, it's like being chasing ghosts basically. I do that enough with work, being a network engineer, people saying that there's a network issue, and then you spend hours to find out that there's not an issue at all. So I don't want to chase ghosts, so I'm not worried about my NPK. My main priority is the pH level, so if I need to correct that at all. So I hadn't opened this up yet, so it said that the instructions were within here. So there's, looks like a piece of paper here. So there's an order form, so I can reorder stuff for it, I guess. Instructions are inside here, tells you what to do. Haven't read through that yet. I'll set that off to the side here. And we have, looks like little capsules. Looks like color coordinated based on the test that you have. So green is your pH. Nitrogen is your purple, blue is your phosphorus, potassium is your orange, and you have color coordinated capsules. So the main one I need to worry about here is my green, and it comes with a little eyedropper here. Set that there. So here's my pH test, green capsules. So let's see what it says here. pH test, remove cap from green comparator, make sure color chart is in place. Fill test chamber to soil fill line with soil sample. All right. All right, so I think I see my first problem here. So we see here, fill with dirt, and it looks like there's 2 chambers in here. Get this open. So you got 2 chambers, and it looks like you're gonna have to fill this side. So you're using the smaller side, and it says fill to here with dirt. Now you can see how small that is based on my pinky finger there. Not very wide. So you might be able to fit maybe an eraser head's worth of soil in there. How are you going to test a whole backyard with an eraser's head's worth of soil? And I said there's 40 tests, so I'm assuming that's probably going to be 10 capsules per test. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so there's 10 of them. So if I want to test my whole backyard and I'm using an eraser head's worth of soil, I got a feeling I would need to do multiple tests, because even if I dug up multiple sections of soil, mix it all together, and then put it in here, you're still using a very tiny amount of soil to test that. I don't know how you're going to get that accurate of a number based on what your whole yard is with that tiny bit of soil. The other soil samples that you send off, I mean, you send a bag's worth or whatever. Even if you do the Soil Savvy, you get at least a good plug's worth out of it that you can kind of mix together. So at least you get a bit more soil mixed in with that. So I'm not sure how that's going to fly. Anyway, so you put the soil in there. Go back to our instructions now that I went on my rant. Back here I was looking at nitrogen. Make sure the fill test chamber soil fill line with soil sample, holding the capsule horizontally over the test chamber. Carefully separate 2 halves of the grain capsule and pour powder into the test chamber. And trying to pour that into that small chamber, that might be a bit of a task. Using the dropper provided, add water, preferably distilled to the water fill line. Put the cap on, shake the hell out of it. Allow soil to settle and color to develop for about a minute. Compare color of solution against pH chart. Hold up to sunlight, hopefully not direct sunlight. And refer to information soil pH required, soil pH preference list to close. So that gives you recommendations down here based on your pH. So if you're needing to increase or decrease the pH, and it tells you if it's sandy, loamy, or clay soil. If you want to increase or if you need to decrease, what you need to add based on you're going up and down. So your lime or your some sort of sulfate, either iron sulfate or aluminum sulfate, and how much pounds per 100 square feet. So I guess we can try this out. I predominantly want to try this on the backyard because that's what I want to watch. So I guess I will try to dig up a little bit of soil real quick and see if I can get that little bit in there. So I'll be right back. All right, so I got some soil out of the backyard here. This is actually from one of the bare areas where there hasn't been any grass growing yet because it's been hard and kind of gets flooded out. But I kind of dug down a little bit and got some soil that's at least a few inches down. I know I'm not really getting any roots or anything out because nothing's been growing there. So I did get a hefty chunk here. So the only thing I think to do is maybe I'll kind of mix a little bit of this up, and then I'll shove a little bit down in this tester. See what we can do here. This is even then, that is saying that there's too much for that little bit that I just put in there. That's better once that packs down a little bit. There we go. It's a little bit better. Looks like there's actually kind of a stem in there. Probably don't want that to be in our test kit here. There we go. Get that out. We'll put that back in. There we go. So we're up pretty much to the fill line. All right. So now it says we need to break one of these capsules open and pour it in. Oh. The blue pill. When you really want to leave reality, Do you want the blue pill or the red pill? Anyway. All right, I get one of these guys out. All right, crack this open, put it down in here. Probably won't be able to see it because I've actually has this sitting on top of my car that is in the garage. And this thing, crack this open. There we go. You gotta kind of twist it a little bit, and it'll kind of slide out. It's kind of a pain to open. As I almost opened it up, my tester almost falls over. It does fall over. All right. Separate it out. Got everything. Looks like I got most of it out. There's a tiny bit left in there. See if I can. There we go. A little bit more came out. There's a little bit left in here. And as I get it all over me, that's probably healthy. Lovely. All done in front of me. Awesome. Wash my hands here in a second. So now, I need to get some water. Put that in here. Shake it up. And we'll see what we get. Alright. So I went inside. I got some water. It's not distilled, but it is filtered water out of my fridge. I don't know how much better that would actually be. But, got some water here. So we're going to go up to the fill line. One more. There we go. All right, get my cap. Okay. Okay. So it's nice and brown. It's getting mixed in. It says let it sit for about a minute so everything will kind of settle. You can already see the soil is starting to settle down. You're getting a little bit of color here as it's going down. Still getting there. It looks like I'm looking a little more neutral so far. Might even be a little bit lighter than neutral, so it might be closer to like a 6.8 or so. We'll give it another minute here and I'll check back on it and see what it looks like. Alright, so I let this sit a little bit longer. Hasn't really changed much more. So I've kind of held it around different backgrounds and stuff to make sure I get the color on it right. It's sitting, I'd call that maybe about 6.8-ish. So not too terrible. I want to ultimately end up being about 6.5. So I'm almost there on the backyard. Probably a couple more applications of citric acid, and that will probably be within a decent area. The front yard I haven't tested yet. I will test that as well. But overall, based on this first test that I've done, it seemed to test okay. So I might hit up a couple different spots, kind of mix some dirt together and test it and see if the results are the same, and we'll see what we get out of that. All right, so I just did another section in my backyard. Now, if you remember from back in my renovation videos, when I brought in the fill dirt that I later found out was a bunch of garbage, more alkaline fill dirt, I only put it in the main sections closer to the patio and out about half of the yard to kind of level things out. More toward the back end of my yard, I did not put that dirt in there. and some of that is actually growing in really well. It's nice, thick, dark green. Looks as the way it should. So I took a sample from there just to kind of do a comparison between garbage dirt and non-garbage dirt, and is part of the soil that I've been working on for the past couple of years to try to get at a decent levels with NPK and pH and micronutrients, all that stuff. So this one was a little bit different. So if we look here, I would put that at 6.5. Maybe, see, that's got a little bit more, maybe even a little more yellowish. So it might even be closer to, maybe even a little under 6.5. What do you all think on that? I'm trying to do different ways to kind of hold it up, between behind a white paper or behind my hand or behind something solid to try to get a decent light, but you need some light to get through it, with that, I would call that maybe 6.5 or just a hair under, which is pretty well ideal. So that kind of concludes my thoughts on that backyard. Is the areas where I'm having a lot of issues with that grass growing in, there is some pH issues, and I need to continue working with that to get that pH level down. Now right now it's at a 6.8. When I initially tested that, my meter said it was an 8. I don't think with the sulfur and a couple applications of citric acid, I don't think I've dropped it down 1.2 pH in a month and a half, 2 months. That seems a little far-fetched, so I think that other probe meter is just whack and isn't accurately measuring the way it was. So it was probably more like, maybe I'd give it 7.3, maybe 7.4. As the sulfur is supposed to bring it down about a half a point. And then with the citric acid, we might be pretty well on par there. So I would say maybe it was a 7.4, 7.5. So I haven't checked the front yard yet. I haven't sprayed any citric acid or anything out there, but I've been doing just the normal. I've got Carbon X out there. I have put just the humic acid and sea kelps out there, kind of the basic stuff that I normally do every month anyway. So I am kind of curious what that soil pH is, so I'll hit that one up as well. But this one, this is kind of the whole reason why I wanted this soil test kit, so I can check that backyard and kind of conclude my thoughts on that dirt garbage soil that was back there. So I just need to get the rest of that area, spray a couple more times with citric acid. That might get it down to the 6.5. But as far as that back area of the yard, I don't know if I really need to do much more with it, since I'm already in that sub 6.5 level. So maybe I'll just spray some of the citric acid on like half of the yard or something to try to maybe level things out. I don't know how well that'll work. I'll kind of do some research on that and see how that goes. But so all in all, I think this thing might be pretty accurate, even though for as little bit of soil that takes. And I hit a couple spots just to try to kind of verify spots where the pH might be different, and I kind of was able to cheat a little bit because I knew that there might be some differences between spots where I brought in that dirt and spots where there wasn't any dirt. So maybe like a test versus control type deal. But it seems to work pretty good. Now, like I said, I'm not worried about these other three, the NPK. So, and I'm also hearing from my pros that I talked to on the Discord. They said that with the NPK, those really aren't trustworthy anyway, but the pH is pretty accurate. So with that, I would say if you want to test your pH randomly and not have to do a soil savvy kit and send it out or send it off to one of these other big name analysis companies, and you just want to test the pH real quick, this might be a good option. This was only about 16 bucks on Amazon. They do have different ones. And actually I kind of messed up. I thought I got a different kit than what I did. So while this has just the 4 little containers there, I thought it also came with a digital meter where you had some like test tubes, and you put it down in this digital analyzer. You put it in there, hit a button, and it lights up and kind of measures it for you. I thought that was kind of an all-inclusive package where it had this and the digital tester. Apparently there's a digital tester that is separate. That one's like 25 bucks, and that's I thought I was getting that just because it looked like a cool toy. If it was more accurate than what this is, I don't know. Alright, so my battery died on me when I was starting to ramble on about these soil test kits, so I guess it cut me off. So basically, I think this soil test is going to do pretty good. If you're interested in checking your pH, this is going to be an easy and fairly cheap method to do that, instead of sending off a soil savvy test kit every time and spending the 25-30 bucks. And you can go through this the order form, and you can order the capsules, so as you run out of those, spend a few bucks and you can get a refill of them. So that's pretty cool, and that'll be fairly cheap as well, so you can stay on top of your pH and you can test as much as you want. The digital meter, since I don't have it and I thought that's what I was getting with this, I can't give an opinion on it, but according to the one that I got, it was pretty accurate. Maybe this will be even more accurate, so I'd let you know, leave that up to you guys. If one of you have it, leave a comment, let me know what you think of it. And there's one more thing that came in. So my sticker board here, so I've got another sticker that needs to go up here. Frez Yes Lawn Dude. So I just got this the other day. I still need to send my sticker to him in return, but I did get a letter from him as well with these stickers. Thanks for supporting my channel and Instagram. Isn't it great to be part of such a kick-butt community? Michael, aka Frez Yes Lawn Dude. So first of all, thank you. And yes, it is awesome to be part of such an awesome community. I love talking to the guys in the Discord. I kind of lurk a little bit more on the lawn forum instead of posting as much, but I kind of watch a lot of the things in there. But I do talk to a lot of the guys in the Discord. I'll comment up, and you know, a lot of us go back and forth in the comment section of each other's videos. So it is an awesome community, and to be able to help each other out, that's kind of in the end, that's what this lawn care community is about, is kind of being there for each other, helping each other out. Ben the Lawn Guardian actually had a video with his 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and that was part of his saying, you know, comment up of what makes the lawn care community great. So that's what it's all about, you know, us helping each other out. So thanks, Mike, Frez Yes Lawn Dude, and I will get my sticker out to you as well. I just keep forgetting about it, so I'll get that out to you. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.